Today I'm going to tell you something you just may not know about setting priorities. Hi, I'm Terry, coming to you from Beyond 70. The plural form of the word priority has become priorities. So why do I say has become priorities? The word priority is a noun that means something is more important than other things and needs to be dealt with first. For example, reorganizing the sales force will be a top priority for the new president. The plural form, priorities, is used to refer to the multiple things that someone cares about and thinks are important. For example, he has a long list of priorities. Don't we all? Interestingly, the origin of the word priority comes from the Latin word prior, which means first. Makes sense, right? The word was singular for the first 500 years of its existence. The plural form wasn't added until as recently as the 1900s. Technically, the phrase top priority or first priority doesn't even make sense. It's redundant, but had to be added because of our misuse of the word priority. Priority does not mean important. It means first. Over the last 50 years or so, we've been taught to use to-do lists because of our busy lives. We have so much to do, we need these lists along with calendars and reminders in various forms, both physical and digital, to keep us on track. So why do we still feel so overwhelmed all the time? I would suggest it's because we've come accustomed to abusing the word or misusing the word priority. Some say that we should have only one priority at a time, and having too many priorities can make it impossible to focus on anything. I say that's an understatement. Gary Keller even wrote a very popular book about this called The One Thing, where he locks in on this idea of one singular priority. So you may be thinking, how in the world can we go through life focusing on one single priority? I have tons of priorities every day. If you're building a house, you have thousands of priorities. Well, yes, I suppose it's a matter of perspective. We'll talk more about project management in later episodes, but this whole idea of putting a bunch of tasks under one umbrella and calling it one priority is what project management's all about. Reducing something as complex as building a house down to a single priority takes immense focus. That's why senior project managers get paid the big bucks. So how does a project manager, in this house example, a construction manager, think? He thinks like this. I have a single priority, build a house. Today, I'm delegating a single priority to a subcontractor, pour a foundation. As a construction worker, I might have one single priority for my day, set the forms in preparation for the pour. That's it. I can't be distracted by what the roofers need to do 3 months from now. I can't even be distracted by what the concrete delivery driver's priority will be tomorrow morning. Today, I have one single priority. Priorities, plural, simply don't exist. If the construction manager attempts to see all the priorities or tasks, he can become overwhelmed, even dysfunctional. The quicker a manager can break their day down into a single priority, the quicker they can get control. Of course, the priority may change from hour to hour, but there isn't a bunch of priorities. There's only one, the next one. Yes, it's all a matter of perspective, but simplifying your life down into a single priority can make all the difference in the world to your stress level. In fact, setting a single priority can often add the perspective you need. When someone asks you what your priority is, and your answer is something like, I have so many, there's a problem. It should be a warning. You're out of focus. You may have 10 things you need to get done today, but they're not all priorities. Important, maybe, even probably, but not priorities. Focus on getting the kids to school before making laundry the priority, or before making getting to work the priority. Many productivity gurus suggest that when you plan your day first thing in the morning, you should list 3 things that you must get done. Only 3. I would add that you should list those 3 things in the order of importance, so you're only focused on one thing at a time, your priority. You have only one thing you can do right now. Everything else, including the other two on the list, is in the shadows. That way, you don't lose things. Things don't fall off the table for lack of focus. While I was in the Navy, I had a commanding officer tell me once something is always going to fall through the cracks. The secret of good leadership is being aware of what can and can't fall through the cracks. In other words, be selective about it. Always know your priority. So, what are your thoughts on this idea of setting a priority? Do you get confused about setting priorities? Let me know down in the comments. I'm interested in your perspective. Until next time, don't forget you're never too old to learn.